Hey everyone! So I was just watching a great video by a YouTuber named Freya Casey, and she was just a great reminder of why I need to keep my voice in shape, especially during this coronavirus quarantine where, we're not in choir anymore, we're not in ensemble, we're not practicing as much as we used to with our voices. So I realized how much I don't sing at home and I realize what kind of a bad habit it is just always listening to music and always listening to other things when I could be practicing singing. I could be, yeah, instead of listening to music while I'm washing dishes, I could be just singing or, stuff like that, little things like that. So yeah, my voice has gotten really out of shape during this quarantine. So I just needed a couple of reminders that I need to um, do these, establish these habits. And this is a great time to do it because I have time, I have the resources. So, I don't have a lot of other things on my mind. So, Freya had like 10 different tips that she gave to keeping a healthy voice. And I just wanted to share these with you because I'm going to be trying to implement some of them and keeping my voice healthy during this time so that when I have the chance to sing with choir and ensemble again, then I'll be able to and able to do it well. So, the first tip she said, of course, we've all heard it and we all probably know what it is, drinking water, drinking sensibly. Um, we need enough water to just for our daily functions. Um, but if and Mr. Franklin always says, our voice is the last thing that gets hydrated. So definitely drinking enough water is very, very important if you are trying to stay healthy and stay hydrated. I try to use a water bottle with a straw. I know that helps a lot of people. That definitely helps me, especially if I have it next to me during the day and in whatever I'm doing. If I'm upstairs doing homework, I have it with me. And if I go downstairs, I bring it with me. That's just something that helps me. Also, measuring out my water in the morning. I have a gallon jug that I use, and I use that to fill up my water bottle, keep it in the fridge, and that just helps me know exactly how much I'm drinking. So, number two is keeping your gut healthy. Now, this one kind of sounds weird. Like, what does your gut have to do with your voice? And she kind of went into some weird stuff like acid reflux and how that's really bad for your vocal cords. And I see where she's coming from. I don't have problems with acid reflux, but I do think that keeping your gut healthy is a way to keep your voice healthy. Your gut is a huge part of your body's system. Your digestive system, it digests the water that you need to help your voice. It digests all the minerals and other nutrients that you need to stay healthy. If your immune system isn't healthy, you're more likely to get colds and the flu and all types of things like that, which are damaging to your voice. So definitely staying healthy, keeping your gut healthy is very important to your immune system, which in turn can affect your voice. She didn't exactly say all of that. I'm just kind of adding in my own comments. The third thing she said was warming up your voice. Of course, we all know that this is extremely important, especially now that we don't have, we're not at school. And, even in ensemble and choir, Mr. Franklin would have us do short warm ups, um, like before we started singing, even though that's not exactly adequate to actually sing very well. We're not really practicing and warming up our voices at all here at home. At least I haven't been very diligent in that. So that is definitely something that I need to definitely improve on. And yeah, I just thought that was a really good reminder. She also talked about going from low to high intensity, starting out through your range in more of a quiet tone, and quite lower intensity. And as you feel your voice warming up, then going to a higher intensity. Number 4, she talked about fixing your speaking voice. And what she meant by that was using a tone of voice that is not going to be damaging to your voice throughout the day. Um, and Mr. Franklin has probably talked to us all about that, and it's it's very important. Talking is one of the most stressful things that you can do on your vocal folds, and it wears you out really fast. You know, if you're with a group of friends for like the whole day, you feel all like your throat, you just feel like you don't have anything left, and you know, singing is out of the question. So speaking in a tone of voice that will not wear out as fast is definitely very important. um, the number 5 is keeping good posture. This one, it's not it's not something that we think about as much, especially right now because we're all at home. We're probably just like lounging around the house, and having good posture isn't something we probably think about because there's no one around to impress. There's no one looking at us. But it's a really bad habit, and like I said, this is a really good time to establish good habits. We have time on our hands. We have time to think about things. There's not a lot else on our minds, so this is a great way to better ourselves and better our techniques. And having good posture is a very good habit, and it's very important when singing. So whenever we go to sing, we won't have to think about our posture. It'll just be second nature. Um, for tip number 6, she said having a positive mindset and forming good habits is something that's very important. And I think that that was spot on. And I never even thought about that. It's something I guess I never noticed about when I'm trying to form new habits and trying to better myself in some way. Maybe it's a diet, maybe it's working out more, maybe it's, I don't know, just what I'm talking about right now, trying to establish these good vocal habits. She talks about how sometimes we get into this mindset where, like, oh, this is going to be so annoying. No, these are great things to do. These are healthy. We should be excited about it. We should be thankful that we have voices to improve on. You know, some people, they can't even talk. They've damaged their voices so much through smoking or things like that. They don't have a singing voice to be able to improve. And so that was definitely a great reminder for me to just be thankful for my voice and have a positive mindset about changing my habits. Maybe I should have left that one for last just because it's kind of could be my grand finale. Number 7 is practicing deep breathing. Now, this kind of goes in with the warm up. It relaxes you. It helps you have good breath pressure. It helps you hold out phrases longer if you practice your breathing before you start singing. This is something that I hardly ever practice, and it's really bad, and I need to improve on that. And so I just thought I'd share that with you as a good reminder and something that I will be trying to implement in my daily practices. No, tip number 8, she said exercising is really great for your voice. That might sound really weird considering that you're constantly, you know, I don't know. Some people think, oh, it dehydrates you, or oh, it, you know, constantly like breathing really hard like that'll, you know, it makes my voice raspy or whatever. Um, unless if you're focusing on your voice while you're working out, which is something I do, you can definitely avoid that wearing out your voice, especially if you're lifting weights or doing sit-ups or things where you're putting pressure on your vocal folds. You need to make sure that you don't put that unnecessary pressure on your vocal folds. um, Instead, use your cheeks to hold that pressure because your cheeks can take it. They won't be damaged from it. She talks about how it is great for stamina and endurance. And we all know that, yeah, if you run a lot, you're going to gain endurance and gain stamina. If you do a lot of crunches, yeah, you're going to gain a lot of endurance. You do them a lot. And that helps with your singing because you breathe when you're singing. You use your abdominal muscles, you use your diaphragm. All these things are incorporated in your singing and they're very important. So if you have a lot of core strength, that is going to help you with your breath pressure and your ability to hold out phrases. Tip number 9, she talks about drinking ginger tea. Now, I don't think I'm going to be implementing this one. I don't I don't love ginger. That has something to do with a horrible experience I had with my first time eating sushi, where I had a bite of pure ginger and pure wasabi in the same bite. It was not fun. Um, yeah, so that's not something I think I'm gonna implement. She says that it helps open up her voice and makes her tone very clear, and her voice, it just feels so good when she sings. And I get that, and I don't doubt her at all. I just don't think that is the route I'm gonna go if I want to open up my voice. I think just drinking any hot drink in general, that's something that helps me. If any of you want to do that, I'm just throwing it out there. The last tip she has is singing through your entire range. Um, Now that's something that I don't do every day. I kind of just warm up and then whatever a choir assignment is, I do that. And but singing through your entire range is definitely a great habit because it can help you to extend your ranges. If you sing up to your highest note every day on the days that you can do it, you can work your way up and actually hit higher notes than you ever thought you could. It's the same way for your lower range. And going through your ranges, the top of your chest voice to the bottom of your chest voice, and the top of your head voice to the bottom of your head voice. Those are great exercises to improve your range. So, like I said, that's something I really need to implement, and I'm going to be trying to do during the rest of this quarantine. And yeah, afterwards, it'll be easier for me to when I have other things on my mind if it's already a habit I've established. So, those were the tips that she gave, and I really appreciated the reminder, and I just wanted to share it. So, don't take your voices for granted. Be thankful for the voices that God has given you, and yeah, just use them for your honor, for His honor and His praise, and yeah, be safe and be healthy through this quarantine. Bye, guys.